Sony? What? Sony, you released the Sony Zv-1M Mark II, but you also broke the golden rule. I don't know if I actually told you guys this, but I actually used to work at a Best Buy, like a boss. Y'all smell that? Even smells like Best Buy. I seriously had to come in here just to get this baby, just because I haven't had internet the whole time I was here. I need to stop trying to spend money. Thank you. I'll see you later. Hey, have a good one. All right, back downtown Detroit. Nothing, man. It's it's a bit windy. Like, look at those leaves. Yeah, now that I got my SIM card, Sony, we gotta talk about the Sony Zv-1M Mark II, because I was excited about this camera, but then, you know what, let's not get into that yet. Let's just talk about the Sony Zv-1M Mark II. All right, now before I get into it though, I gotta say, I do not have the Sony Zv-1M Mark II. I do have the Sony Zv-1 though, as well as the Sony Zv-E1. Also, this is not a sponsored video by Sony. They ain't sent me nothing. But Sony, if you do wanna ever send me something, I'm down though. Hashtag hit me up. So yeah, this is the Sony Zv-1. Like I said, I've been hugging the block with it for a little over a year, maybe even longer, and it is an amazing camera. Now, it did have a couple of flaws though, but overall, it's a decent camera. It shoots 4K 30, 1080p 120, and then if you want to go ham, it also shoots at 960 frames per second. Boss! So the image quality was pretty boss, as well as the internal audio. The internal audio was boss too as well. A couple hiccups come from the outdated menu, as well as the lens. Like, the lens was just way too tight on the face. Like, I mean, we're talking vlogging like this. And Pippin, if I'm being honest, yeah, that ain't gangster. Oh, and also the battery life. The battery life it's just terrible. Pimpin', you need legit like 8 batteries on deck. Overall, the Sony Zv-1 is a really, really good vlog camera. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's why I try to bring it everywhere I go, because it's good. Yeah. Oh man, I need to get one. I need to get a one wheel now. So as you could see, I am an avid Sony Zv-1 user, and I was looking forward to the Sony Zv-1M Mark II. I was real, like, I'm pimping. I just made a video about it like a week ago. Pull up if you want the smoke. I'm downtown Detroit. Look, GPS me. And now fast forward to today, May 23rd, and the Sony Zv-1 is out. And this is where Sony broke the golden rule, which is making a great product or great camera like the Sony Zv-1, and then coming out with a Sony Zv-1M Mark II, but taking a lot of good things out of the camera, and then slapping a $899 price tag to this camera. Like, Peppy, what is going on? Like, what is going on? You know what? Maybe I'm being a little too hard on Sony. You know what? So let's start off with the good things. The first big pro for the Sony Zv-1M Mark II had to be that they moved the 1/4" thread like to the end of the camera. But this is a big deal, simply because now you can actually open and use the battery door to get the battery out, as well as the SD card when a card gets full or the battery dies, because again, you're gonna need like 8 of them on deck. So again, my Ninja's huge pro. And when it comes to the lens, they did deliver with a wider lens, an 18 to 50 mil lens, which is actually not terrible, especially when it comes to vlogging, because on the Sony Zv-1, we're getting a 24 mil to like 70. I love the 70, but yeah, the 24 is just too tight on the face. So another pro for the Sony Zv-1M Mark II. And then the next one, they went actually hard in the paint on, and that is updating the menu system, because I told y'all, that menu, that old menu from the Sony Zv-1 looked like Windows 95. Every time I pulled up in the menu, I thought I was gonna cry. So another huge pro for the Sony Zv-1 Mark II. The next big pro is that they did keep the internal ND filter, which is great. A lot of people say it's not usable, but to me, I like having the built-in ND filter. And I found it extremely helpful. So another huge pro for Sony Zv-1 Mark II, because I thought legit they were gonna take it out. Ooh, it is windy, man. And now pimping, that's where it ends. Like that, I don't even know what to say, because I feel like it was such a missed opportunity. Oh, and you know what? I forgot one thing. They also added a brand new microphone, a microphone that's like the Sony ZV-E1s, where you can actually turn it to different directions. But other than that, that is, pimpin', that's about it. I gave you the good, I'm gonna have to give you the bad. Like I gotta do it, I gotta be honest about it. The first con for the Sony Zv-1 Mark II is that it has the same sensor as the Sony Zv-1 Mark I. Like it's the exact same. We waited 3 years to get an upgrade, and it's the exact same sensor. And now look, my ninjas, I could see something like this being pulled off from like GoPro. GoPro's known for doing that. But Sony, not Sony, like come on. Like pimpin', it's been 3 years and we got the exact same sensor as the Sony Zv-1. Nothing new, not the same image quality, no 4K 60, nothing. Look, I knew 4K 120 wasn't coming, but 4K 60, what happened? Like, what y'all doing? Another thing is that the battery's still the same. Like, the battery, the worst part about the Sony Zv-1, and they just left it the same. Like, I know we're in a recession, but come on, pimp, come on. And I've said this before. But yeah, my ninjas, we getting the exact same battery from the Sony Zv-1 in the Sony Zv-1 Mark II. And that is, come on, that's, man. And then the next big con has to be the stabilization. They literally removed the lens stabilization. Like, I don't know, what were they thinking? What? Come on. So basically now, all you're getting is active stabilization. You don't get the standard stabilization, just active or off. And this is a terrible move, because like, man, this is a terrible move.
I'd say the active stabilization is quite good on this camera when shooting at the wider end. And it's not the rolling shutter that's causing problems, but it's the motion blur that doesn't match the movement of the frame.
Because since the active stabilization isn't as good as like the other alpha cameras, you're basically getting pretty crap stabilization. You're getting GoPro like mushiness out of the Sony Zv-1 Mark II. And the only real way to get rid of it is to either turn off stabilization or bump up the shutter speed to like 500 or whatever. But you gotta bump it up. So now you're in that territory of like the GoPros and the action camera territory. But even then, like even when looking at like Gerald Undone's video and he showed the stabilization and how mushy it was and how like jittery it was. Pimpin', in my opinion, yes, I'm jaywalking. Hey, I'm a boss. But yeah, Pimpin', in my opinion, the stabilization is worse than a GoPro. Like, it's so bad. That artifacting and jittering is so bad. And then the last con has to be the price. Like, they're charging this premium price, almost $1,000. That's like, it's going for $899 for an old camera. Like this camera, the Sony Zv-1 Mark II is literally the same as the Sony Zv-1. Except for, in my opinion, it's worse. And now look, my ninjas, again, I do not have the camera. I'm not sponsored by Sony, but in my honest opinion, I don't think the Sony Zv-1 Mark II is worth $899, especially considering that you can still get a Sony Zv-1 for half the price. Again, I bought mine off Amazon, open box, barely used, for like $490 or something like that. And yeah, it's a bit tight on my face, but pimpin', I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what they were doing with the Sony Zv-1 Mark II. I don't know. I'm actually extremely disappointed in the Sony Zv-1 Mark. Because I've always looked at Sony as like a premium company. It's not a company like GoPro. Like, I love GoPro, but come on. You buy a GoPro, you know what you get. So yeah, I don't know how they took a great product and made it worse. Because I don't really see any benefits except for the menu and the wider lens. That's about it. Like, I don't see any other benefit. Like, come on, look, be real. Pimpin', it's been 3 years. You telling me they don't have a better sensor? Like what are they doing? 3 years? 3? And we are rocking the same sensor that's in the Sony Zv. What? Like, what's the point of that? Jeez. All those shots were from the Sony Zv-1. Oh man. I don't see any reason to buy the Sony Zv-1 Mark II. I don't. Oh man, every time I Pimpin', that is it. I just finished up filming for about 2 hours for the travel channel. And Pimpin', let me know down below if I'm just being too harsh on the brand new Sony Zv-1 Mark II, or like, is it like, for real? Like, come on, like, I really don't see it. But you know what? Give it the benefit of doubt. I ain't trying to be a hater, because y'all know my hood never let me be a hater. I think I'm just disappointed that it's the exact same as the Sony Zv-1. Like, and they took off something. They took things away and kept and giving it. To me, that is a big no-no when it comes to companies. Like, you don't overcharge by taking some features away. Like, you don't do it. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down below about the Sony Zv-1 Mark II. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm actually really disappointed. Like, I don't know. Sony, man, come on. Oh, man. I mean, Sony, sometimes y'all gotta pull through for us. We ain't get the Pocket 3 yet, so we were looking forward to this. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, but let me know what you guys think down below. All right, I am out of here before, maybe the Ninja Turtle's gonna pop out. But I'm out. I will see you guys. Make sure I ain't got no ticket. Yeah, we good. I will see you guys in the next one. But for real though, like, is it me?